put it on its foot, put it under pressure to do the right thing, the shortcomings, the inadequacies of the government. That is what we are going to be focusing on. That is how to play decent politics. So the lessons I leverage on the opposition platform to advance the cause of our people in terms of employment, in terms of how do you call it, projects and other things. So that was what I did while in the opposition. And those are some of the lessons. Of course, you know, when you are in the opposition, a responsible opposition, you work thrice, not even twice, harder, more than the ruling government. You get my point? You work harder than the ruling government. Then, if the ruling government or the ruling party is thinking at 1-2 level, you in the opposition, your critical thinking and the strategies and other things should triple or at least double that of. So all these things, you know, groomed us better, or groomed me better, you know, to be able to drive a course, of course. And then it also exposed me to a lot of research, because if you look at me, even while in the opposition, I engage in fact-based opposition. I don't engage in petty things, you know. I engage in real facts, situations to add value to the cause of governance, to put the ruling government on it. If you're in the opposition, you look at the inadequacies for change. So, but it depends on how people play. We have different players in the opposition. So, for me, I leverage on the platform to bring out to drive the cause of our people and the interest of our community at large on the two indices I've been mentioning again and again, which is on the indices of human capital development and then infrastructural development. So those are the lessons.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are from Bauchi local government.
Yes.
And I would say one of the largest local governments in Kwara State, and one of the richest. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, your local government has received significant allocations.
Of course.
But there is a perceived lack of development in that area.
Yes.
What do you attribute this to, and how do you plan to address it?
Thank you. Like you rightly said, that Bauchi local government area is the largest in Kwara.
Is it the largest or one of the largest?
It's the largest in Kwara.
All right.
And is the second largest in the whole of Nigeria. We have 774 local government areas, and Bauchi is the second largest after Borugu local government area in Nigeria State.
I know you talk with facts, so I
which
won't
has
argue with you.
over 11,157 thereabout square kilometers. Then Bauchi has 9,135.5 square kilometers. So it is the second largest in the whole of Nigeria.
But not the richest, because I know
No,
in
the richest in Nigeria. I'm not going to that, but
right.
here in Kwara, Bauchi is the largest by landmass, is the second largest by demography,
Yes.
and then on the indices of federal allocation that has been coming to the states since January 2003 till date, cumulatively, Bauchi has the largest, has earned the largest federal allocation so far. And on the indices of IGR, I've not, maybe in the last 1 or 2 years, because of politics, I've not really been able to analyze the available data, but Bauchi in terms of IGR generates more IGR even than Ilorin West local government area. So that is it. Now you ask a question. You said that the area, you acknowledged a gap of infrastructural development and all those things in Bauchi. You see, I explained to you earlier that I so well understand the area, and I know that the only veritable tool through which those wide gaps could be bridged is through politics.
Before bridging the gap,
yes.
What are those things you perceive that has caused the gap? Let's know those things.
Marginalization. Yes, systemic marginalization, and then the nature of the area. The nature of the area in terms of landmass and the remoteness. So, and then remoteness. I will explain. The landmass, for you to have crystal clear of what we are talking about, for those that have not been to Bauchi local government area, or for those that have not crisscrossed within the length and breadth of the local government. Barutain alone is 4.7 times the size of Kwara Central combined. Kwara Central has how many local governments? It has Asa, Ilorin East, Ilorin West, and Ilorin South local government areas. So those 4 local government areas combined makes up Kwara Central Senatorial District. Barutain local government alone is 4.7 times bigger than Kwara Central. Let's say approximately, let's say 5 times. You understand? Barutain 9,000, this 9,935.5 square kilometers. But if you combine the kilometers of Asa, which is 1,300 and something square kilometers, Ilorin West 105 square kilometers, and then Ilorin East and South, I could not remember, but combined all of them, they are about 2,087 thereabout point something square kilometers. So if you remove this, so I'm driving at a point.
Yes.
So imagine the size of an area, and the area needs to be developed. That's number one. That's the peculiarity of the area. Very large. So that alone tells you the significant amount of resources that needs to go into that place for it to develop. That's number one. Number two, the place is remote. If you plot a graph of distance of, we have 16 local government areas in Kwara State. If you plot a graph of distance of, let's start from Asa. Ilorin is the local government, is the state's capital of Kwara State. If you plot a graph of distance, Ilorin West, the seat of power, to Asa, to Ilorin, and all other local governments, including Barutain. Barutain has the farthest distance from Ilorin. That is an isolation. That's to tell you that we are far away from the cities or from the urban area. And of course, if you go in deep into developmental studies and other things, you know that's a disadvantage.
It is a disadvantage.
Fourthly, the area, because of the nature of the area, the only international border community in Kwara, Barutain local government area is the only international border community according to the BCDA, Border Community Development Agency, with 71 border communities identified in that agency. So by that nature, we border Oyo State on the north, we border Republic of Benin on the international border stretch, and note that Barutain has the longest Nigerian Benin Republic border. The total border stretch of Nigerian Republic of Benin is about 750 something to 800 kilometers. Half of that, about 400 kilometers border stretch, is domiciled in Barutain local government area. We share a border with Oyo on this side. We share a border with Republic of Benin, and then we share a border with Niger, of course through Kayama and so most of the roads in Barutain local government areas are federal government roads. You get my point. And the list, I don't think there is maybe the list around the book road to the ones captured in the road infrastructure tax credit scheme is about 30 something to 50 kilometers. So you could see by the nature of that place, the roads, majority of the roads there are federal roads, and they are highly capital intensive. So it is difficult for the state government to invest high resources in this. So all these things combined, are some of the peculiarities.
Then how can all this be addressed?
Thank you very much. That was why I always mentioned about marginalization. I talk about politics. Politics is the visa. Even you are a trillionaire today. No, you don't, even Dangote cannot, you don't expect. That was why people like us, we take the advocacy or the drive for power shifts to the northern axis of Kwara State, a very, very important, element in our drive for development and bridging the wide gaps of human capital development and how do you call it, an infrastructure. Some people tend not to understand this. If you look at the history of Kwara State, when Kwara was created in 1967, right? The military first governor of Kwara State. He was from Kwara South. If you look at, by that advantage, by that privilege, a lot of foundation were laid in terms of both human capital and even infrastructural development of Kwara South today. If you look at Kwara Central, before 1999, when Governor Lawal came on board, if you look at Kwara Central Senatorial District, you see that the developmental gap is very wide before 1999. But with the coming of Governor Lawal, of blessed memory, and Governor Bukola Saraki, both from Central, and with this, even with the present governor too, if you look at it, the developmental gaps between them, Kwara Central in before 1999, whether on the basis of human capital development or even on the basis of infrastructure development, and Kwara Central from 1999 till date, you will see that a lot of things have happened. Even Kwara South, you got my point. So that is the we people like us understand that so well that we need that position as a leverage to bridge the gaps of development in our area.
Let me ask you, since 1999,
Yeah.
you've always been having a representative from that side.
Yes.
You have members of representative House of Assembly, we have senators representing. You telling me they've not been doing anything? At least they should have been closing the gaps gradually.
Thank you so much. You know, that's why I love, because you are a development, oriented individual, and then of course from experience you understand the indices of development and what drives the whole aspect of development. Yes, you mentioned from 1999 we've had House of Reps, we've had we've had representatives of the Senate and other appointments from the area, but like I told you earlier, you come back to the first thing I said. If you look at the size of the area being talked about, I'm talking about Barutain alone, and if I extend to Barutain, Edu, Kayama, Moro, and Patigi local governments, we are talking about 75.34% of the entire landmass of Kwara. So you can imagine what efforts with the representative House of Reps representing their legislative arm of government. All they do, the constitutional role of legislatures is number one, to make law, to leverage on that institution to make laws that will benefit their people and the nation. That's number one. Number two, oversight functions. To perform oversight functions on some departments of government or agencies. So they could leverage on those windows, maybe to get few jobs for our people and thereabouts, which has been happening over time. How much I can't say that because I've not really researched into that. But the main thing, a federal lawmaker does not have, no government will approve, or no matter how the lobbying capacity or how highly placed such a lawmaker is, no lawmaker, no federal government will, we have 360 federal constituencies in Nigeria, and we have 109 senatorial districts in Nigeria. No federal government will give you, because you are Barutain, then they will give you construction of 100 and something kilometers road, 80 kilometers, that is highly capital intensive. So over time, it's not that they have not been doing their little best, but because it's just like a drop in an ocean. So that is why
I want you to believe Rome wasn't built in a day.
It wasn't built in a day, yes, but it's just like dropping, a drop of water into an ocean. It amounts to nothing. So, but people like us believe strongly that leveraging on especially the executive power, we have the legislative power, we have the executive power, and of course you know that the power wielded by executive arm of government far out, was that of the legislature. So those are the major challenges.
Right.
So because of our nature, because of our environment and other things, most of our problems cannot be solved, I'm telling you, by a mere federal legislature, House of Reps, a senator, or a speaker, or whoever. So that is why we are always on the page of,